Sympathy versus empathy. What is the difference between the two? There is a difference between sympathy and empathy. What does sympathy sound like? You got it. I am so sorry that happened. You poor thing. Oh, gosh, it must be so hard. That's sympathy. You know what empathy is? I understand exactly how you feel. I lost my father to Alzheimer's in 2005. And the hardest part of that equation was seeing him fade a little bit each time I saw him. A little bit less every time I saw him. What was really cool was I was able to sit down with him and look at the old black and white pictures and go, who is this? He goes, that's your Uncle Carl. He was crazy. Right? He remembered everybody in the black and whites because long-term memory's still there. Yeah. Sympathy versus empathy. If you lost someone to cancer, you know what I went through with my mom. See, you need these soft skills. They are essential. And to adopt them and get good at them, this will allow you to keep more of the business. If this is all you do, less is more. Now there's TER, but you got to get the book to figure out what that is. Wait a minute, Cheryl has it. You can ask her. Is this helpful? Yes. If you're having fun and you're learning something, say wow. Wow. I knew it. I knew it. Oh boy. So, 1985. My favorite time of the year just passed. March Madness. I love March for NCAA basketball. And this particular Monday, my wife said to me, we're going to a seminar on self-esteem. Be ready to go at 5:30. And but Villanova was playing Georgetown. Patrick Ewing was defending the crown. There's no way I was going to miss the game. This was before VCRs. VCRs were these things that we had back in the day. Before TiVo even. And I said, honey, you go and take notes and I'll read the notes, you know. And she goes, be ready to go at 5:30. So I'm complaining the whole way down, you know, whining, missing the big game, you know. She goes, go get over it. So I get there, and I didn't want to be there. It was a have to, not a want to. I'm sitting down, and this woman starts talking. She's a PhD. She's talking about self-esteem and self-worth. And within 5 minutes, I'm going, wow, she is really smart. So I'm looking around for something to write with. At the end of 2 hours, I've got 10 pages of notes, and I heard two things that changed my life. She said, number one, when somebody gives you a heartfelt and sincere compliment, look them right in the eye and say, thank you. That was news to me. I grew up with a low self-esteem. My wife somehow knew that. I don't know. The second thing she said was the person that had the most self-worth and the least amount of ego, when he knew he was going to get a compliment, he'd say, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Because he wanted to hear every syllable. You have a unique opportunity when somebody gives you a compliment. They're taking a risk by saying something nice about you. The worst thing you can do is argue with them or not listen and not give them the gift of your attention. And after you've thanked them, that's self-esteem 101. Now here's 201. I appreciate you saying that, but do you mind if I ask you why? Why do you say that? See, you want to understand the cause of your own success. Because if you understand the cause, you can repeat it and teach it. That's 201. 301 is, may I quote you? And now all of a sudden you have a quote from a happy customer. Once you have 9 or 10 of them, you have a one sheet. A one sheet is a testimonial. Will Rogers said, when somebody else blows your horn, it travels twice as far. You look at the front of a book for 8 seconds, you look at the back of a book for 14 seconds, and then you make a buying decision. Sometimes you go inside and look at the quotes, but those quotes influence your buying decisions for books, for movies, for plays, for music, even Yelp, an Urban Spoon. You go on, 5 stars, 547 people said 5 stars, we better go there. That's a one sheet. You can create your own, and it all starts with self-esteem, and if you're not enough for yourself, you're not going to hear the good stuff. You're not going to be able to use that to build your brand and your business. Does that make sense? Stop arguing with people who give you compliments. Just say thanks. That's a good beginning. That's all my wife was trying to tell me. I learned it from my mother. I came by it honestly. Oh yeah. I said to my mom one day, mom, she was British, right? I said, Mom, this is wonderful apple crisp, love. Wonderful, lovely, brilliant. She goes, I put too much salt in it. I said, Mom, why would you say this? This was after the seminar. Why would you argue with my compliment? She goes, what do you mean? I said, every time I say something nice, you always have some kind of negative comeback. Why do you suppose that is? And she literally stopped dead in her tracks and she went, oh dear. She said, when I was a young girl in England, Nana in Brooklyn, her grandmother, when anyone would say anything nice to me, she'd say, oi, you don't want to be a big head. Big head. Like somehow that was a bad thing to feel good about yourself. So my mom, from the time she was 14 until she was 64 years old, would argue with a compliment. Stop it. If you want to see the funniest video on YouTube, Bob Newhart, stop it. It's 8 minutes of pure joy. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen on YouTube. And it's just entitled, Stop It. It's fantastic advice.